Studio check.
Frequencies check.
We are live on air.
You are listening to the In Factor blessing the airwaves. Take the journey into the world of sports, news, entertainment, while embracing the hottest beats on the planet. Rocking the mind, body, and with energy, electricity, and a splash of controversy. Now, without further ado, it's our pleasure to bring to you
The biggest show in the world.
The biggest show in the world.
the biggest show in the world, the Sbtv Nation.
Sbtv Nation, it's your boy back in the house, the tree. What's going on? I'm here with my man, the hat. We gotta talk about Fat Andy and Revis Island.
Good morning to you, Dream. I'm happy to be back, happy to hear your voice, and just want to know how many people in the gambling nation got murdered by Fat Andy Reid yesterday, Ken. I was
Fat
not one of them.
Andy, dude, listen, I didn't get murdered because thank God I had done. And gang, you know, there's so many plays out there. I mean, that's the one good thing about this season. I mean, good and can be bad, is you got a smorgasbord of stuff that you can do. Not only just other sports games, because obviously college basketball was going on, NBA is going on. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity, but the Los Angeles Clippers are dusty, and Golden State played them yesterday and murdered them.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's all kinds of spots that you got, including I have gotten into this, stealing from a page from your book, Hat. I'm into this live gambling with the games.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
And there's so many ways that you could back up or get out or try to, stave off the money. I mean, as long as you got money on the books. Unfortunately, if all you got is your last little bit of money up, then you're caught out. But as long as you got some money, you can kind of see some things happening. Great example for me last night, and I'm going to skip over to the Ram game for a second, is in the fourth quarter with about 6 minutes left, the over-under number live was 43.5.
Okay.
At that point, they hadn't scored yet. That meant I could give up two touchdowns and still hit the under. I went and clobbered that like to stave off my losses from the Rams,
Yep.
and it worked. I mean, it was a stomachache because had that touchdown been called, I would have lost.
Oh, definitely, man. Well, you know what? I mean, and you look at it, if you shop your lines, Dreams, I mean, you can get, there's books out there that have exceptional live lines. Like Bovada has really, really good live lines. And what happens is that you could actually back up your totals. If you're playing a total, sometimes they'll offer instead of 43, they'll offer like an under 38, and it's plus like 200. Right. It's real cool, man. So, I mean, listen, guys, we're all about hedging. We're all about smart gambling here, and you know what? Trying to clobber the books and make some money. Dream, I'd like to backtrack for a little bit because I got a lot of love from the nation on the Dallas Cowboys in Week 17. I called it 2 months ago. The problem was I'm sitting in Las Vegas. I'm sitting in the Westgate Sportsbook out of my skull with that game. 0-0 in the third quarter, man. Kid, can you just please explain to me what you saw in Dak Prescott and that team?
No, you know what? Listen, and I've been wanting to talk about Dallas for a minute because I've been talking Dallas fans all across, and now Dallas fans are well in their lane now, which is how I like them. But
yes, they are.
The thing is last year, the Dallas Cowboys offensive line did take the NFL by storm. Yep. It was very impressive. It flexed. That offensive line, it allotted for an incredible running game. It also gave Dak time in the pocket to do what he had to do. And Dak Prescott is a black, or I don't know what Dak is, maybe mixed. I don't know what Dak is, his nationality, but he's a dark version of Alex Smith. He's a game manager, okay? And you have to understand that as a game manager, he needs some things in place for him to flourish. He's not like Cam Newton where he can make things happen on his feet, not even like a Russell Wilson either. He's more of a game manager type, system type quarterback who will flourish as long as every piece of that system is working. Once a piece of that system is defunct, as in the offensive line, as in the running game, as in the head case wide receiver he's got, then you start to see the chinks in the armor and his flaws. The Cowboys this year, their offensive line, for some reason, never picked up where it left off the year prior.
Nope.
And that right there starts the plummet of them. I watched them. I kept thinking, they'll get it back together. There was a couple of times when I thought there were some bright spots and they were going to, pick up their pace and handle things a little bit like they did the year before. And it just never came to fruition. And then you lose Zeke for a minute and the defense never was right. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Sean Lee dealing with the injury. It's just a mess there. And Dallas, unfortunately, the future doesn't look bright.
No, and you know what? They're going to everybody's going to take a page out of Philadelphia's defense out of their book because they had the scrub team in, and they were holding Zach to nothing, kid. Nothing.
The future doesn't look really bright. I mean, yeah, you do have Ezekiel. I'll give you that. But I don't know what you're going to do with your wide receiver crew.
Oh, definitely.
The defense is a mess. I don't know what you're going to do with the defense. And your offensive line is now deteriorating. And you've got a lot of money tied up in a lot of places right now. So I don't know what the Cowboys are going to do as far as moving forward in the future. But I mean, we'll stay tuned and watch for that heroics. What you think about the bowl games?
Oh, the bowl games were interesting, man. You know what? I really loved Georgia. I was leaning Alabama, but I didn't play that game with Clemson just because, Clemson looked really good towards the end of the year. So I kind of fell back from that one. But the Georgia one was a stomach ache, man. My God. You know what? I was talking to a couple of people, and I was like, listen, you know what? At the end of the day, Georgia has the defense and Oklahoma doesn't. And you know what? It didn't look like it in the beginning. I'm like, dude, I was so far off on this game. My God. But at the end of the game in the overtime is when Georgia succeeded. And they got it. And you know what? I thought, and we're talking about the playoffs here, the rest of the bowl games, I did pretty well. I was a little bit up and down, though, Dream. I didn't really capitalize as much as I would have liked to because I was in Las Vegas and I was planning on murdering them. I did do very well with the NFL, but I ended up, at the end of the day, losing a little bit with the Denver Broncos, as you know.
As I tried to tell you not to do.
You did, yes, you did. But, as far as the bowl games are concerned, I mean, not bad. Not bad at all. Some exciting ones. I could tell you that my favorite play it probably took years off my life, was South Florida. That one went back and forth, kid. It was like, 30 seconds left. They go down and score.
That was great. Listen, by far to me, Georgia, Oklahoma was one of the better bowl games I saw of this season, and maybe just period.
Yeah.
I felt like Oklahoma, though, lost the game more than Georgia winning the game. Oklahoma's play calling towards the end of that game got very, very conservative. And I felt like they needed to try to take – because when they got that fumble and they scored off the fumble, when Georgia fumbled, they scored off the fumble, I was like, all right, this could be a problem now, at this point. And I really thought Oklahoma got really conservative, tried to use a little bit too much clock. Baker Mayfield, for some reason, decided not to use his legs as much and stayed kind of put in the offense. Maybe he was tired. I don't know, but I just felt that they lost some of their intensity and they lost their momentum towards the end of that game, and the play calling really hurt them.
Well, you know what? I was super, super impressed with Baker Mayfield in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I've given him the benefit of the doubt, and, I've been watching him, and, I was a little still like I thought Georgia would have definitely shut him down a lot more. And he really impressed me. So, taking him, he's clearly the Heisman winner, obviously. Right. Comparing him to a Lamar Jackson, who had a brutal bowl game. I think Baker Mayfield's great, man. I think he's a really good quarterback.
Baker's good. To me, he's Johnny Manziel. With a little bit less of the head case that Johnny was, but he's Johnny Manziel to me. I don't think that he's going to have a lot of success in the NFL at the quarterback position. I know if he goes to Cleve, he's not, for sure.
Yeah. Yep,
Or
right
the
on.
Jets is not going to be happy there. I mean, there's a bunch of places die. If he could get somewhere, I don't know, maybe behind Cam Newton in Carolina and have an opportunity to learn. But the NFL, man, I mean, running quarterbacks in the NFL, you look at Deshaun Watson and you say, great guy, awesome talent, incredible athlete, can win us games.
Yeah.
But if you're getting hurt at week 6 in the season's was over.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I mean, that's
You know what I
what
mean?
happens with the mobile quarterbacks. I mean, we've
So-
seen it with every single one.
Exactly. So, I mean, NFL, GMs and head coaches are looking at this, and now that having that running dynamic as a quarterback is not that attractive to a lot of organizations as it used to be because you just can't survive if you lose your quarterback.
Yeah, but there's one rare exception to that is if you have a monster
Sure.
like Killer Cam,
Sure.
he could sustain the hits. I mean,
Sure.
that guy's never out. And
No.
he runs the ball like 90 yards at times, you know what I mean, 75 yards. I mean, the guy's good. And we're going to get into Cam Newton along with Drew Brees in that matchup a little bit later in the show. So, Dream, back to the NFL playoffs
Go.
here.
Yep.
Let's just backtrack here for a minute. And,
Oh,
yeah, I you know what? I looked at that Kansas City line. I saw them given 9 points. I said to myself, you know what? First of all, there's no value whatsoever in the money line with Kansas City.
oh, here we go with that value. I
no,
love when we use the word
dude,
value.
it was like minus 400, bro. Come on. Then you
I
had
love when we use the word value with gambling.
So I'm like, oh well, maybe the first half money line is the situation, or the first quarter or something like that. And I didn't have enough testicular fortitude to bet the first half, which I wish I did. But they had no business giving 9 points, especially the way they played. I mean, they were going off the last game of the season with Denver, and the game when they played Rivers. That inflated that line. I think that line should have been like a touchdown. Then I would have maybe considered getting on Kansas City. Thank God I didn't, because I didn't bet the game.
Yeah, I didn't like the line at all. I had a money line parlay.
Oof. All right, so
It was
whatever.
with 2 other teams though, so it was. I mean, it tanked, but
Yeah.
it still was, plus money. And that's my thing. That's what I love about gambling and value, because at the end of the day, you still got to win. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
right.
saying? So
Right, I agree
It's
with
a moot point whether I was plus or minus because the Chiefs lost.
Yeah, it still lost, exactly. So I managed not to bet any NFL yesterday.
Wow. Well,
I didn't do any.
I took the Titans over 17 points. Team total over 17
Okay,
points
that's
for the
good.
game.
Yep.
That was pointed out to me by B-Mac. It wasn't even one of mine. He pointed out to me, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, well, geez. And I even tweeted about it. The Kansas City Chiefs lost to the Jets.
They lost to the Jets.
Okay, and I have to take a pause on that for you to really digest that for a minute.
Yeah.
But the Kansas City Chiefs lost to the Jets. So when you say that 9 no business, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I knew that Revis Island was going to be back there, which Revis Island is like a brothel in Colombia or somewhere. Because anybody could go in and out of that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They picked this guy up, put him out there off of his reputation and all his nonsense. And that guy is terrible. He was terrible from the onset. And they picked him up. That has me still scratching my head and crazy. And then for you to sit there on the sidelines, Kansas City, and not score not 1 point in the second half, that's ridiculous.
Dude, they had like 6 yards in the third quarter. Do
They
you
didn't
realize that?
score not 1 point in the second half. That is like unbelievable to me in a playoff game.
Unreal, man. Well, you know what? The Tennessee Titans, I mean, I have not been a big advocate of Marcus Mariota. Even in college, I wasn't in love with him. He did show me a lot of poise in the second half, though. I got to give it to him.
Oh, no, Mariota was dope in college.
Sec-
What?
I wasn't in love with him in Oregon. I wasn't.
Oh, no,
No.
I loved him in Oregon. No, he was dope in Oregon. I liked him in Oregon.
Listen, his numbers were great. He was great. But for me, it didn't like, he wasn't the quarterback that I was consistently just nailing every week. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
Okay.
you know what, So, but anyway, moving on. Do you have any more Kansas City, Tennessee?
I've
stuff
got
to
no
talk
more
about?
Kansas City, Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee still, as far as I'm concerned, still should have lost a damn game.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I don't know how Alex Smith doesn't get them down. And Kansas City, I guess in the offseason, there's got to be some shakeups and some changes. I don't know what you do. I mean, I know it's with some. Their defense was bad all season, though.
Sure, right on, man. And they were supposed to be good.
Yeah, they had a bad defense. I mean, they caught a couple injuries on that defense. I don't know what they're going to do in the offseason. Everybody's screaming for Mahomes to start. I think Alex Smith is their guy. Should be their guy. Personally, I think Alex Smith's been
phenomenal.
Say it again.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal year. Like,
he grew on me because I hated Alex Smith in San Francisco.
Yep.
I hated him. But in Kansas City, he grew on me. I love him as a quarterback now. I think he's a very good quarterback. I will no longer call him just a game manager because he can throw the ball down the field. His reads of defense is excellent. So, I mean, I think I think you stay with him as far as I'm concerned in Kansas City. I mean, let him go. I mean, there's a bunch of teams in the NFL would love to have him. Sure. But I really like him. The guy's, I think he's a class act. He's dealt with, trying to tutor Mahomes behind the scenes, even though people have been screaming for Mahomes to get the job. So he's really dealt with a lot of, adversity and maintained to be a class act. So, I mean, especially when we're hearing the rumblings that Uncle Tom Brady got Garoppolo out of there because he felt threatened. So when you hear rumblings of that, and then you look at this guy and how he dealt with his situation, hats off to him.
Sure, right on. So moving on to the team that you and I talked about for weeks and weeks and weeks, how someone was going to go in and beat the Rams week 1 of the playoffs. Dream, we called it. We called it.
We did. But I, by no stretch of the imagination, thought Atlanta was going to win the game because Atlanta had been putrid looking to me throughout most of the season. I didn't like anything I saw out of the Falcons for most of the season. The Rams, though, I knew the Rams were counterfeit. I just knew they were counterfeit. I just kept saying, this team is just not this good. But I thought, at least them being home, I felt like their defense was a tad bit serviceable. Them being home would have the ability to get past the Falcons, who I didn't feel were going to be good on the road. Now, the only thing I will give the Falcons, and I wrote this, I also put this on Twitter too, veteran leadership at the quarterback position. Yeah. Matty Ice been there before, made a couple of decisions, smart decisions. And, Atlanta, hats off to them. Their defense played very well.
Yeah, they step up, man.
Their
that
defense
steps up. Two notes I have on that game is, number one, the game itself. I don't know if you realize this, but in L.A., in that stadium, they never played a night game. So what happened was, this is what I think. I think those lights were messing with the punt receivers. You know how he didn't catch the punt, he just kind of let it go and it hit his foot.
Right.
Those lights are a problem over there. I don't know if they adjusted them after that, but, they were talking about it, too, because I saw it. When the ball went in the air, I'm like, wow, I don't know if you realize it. Those lights were bright as hell, man. I'm like, dude, I don't know about that. And sure enough, I mean, they practice in that situation, so you would think that they correct it, but I don't know, man. I think that had to do with the muff punt in the beginning of the game. That's number one. Number two is that they're looking at the Atlanta Falcons, the odds makers, as making it to the NFC Championship game because they're favored going into Philadelphia next week. -3, Dream.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of them going and playing outside in the grass. I don't like Philadelphia, though, I don't like them with Foles at the quarterback, though.
Well, that's probably a real nice underplay.
Yeah, I don't like Foles at the quarterback position. I know he's been serviceable at times. A couple years ago, he seemed like incredible. But this year, I haven't seen it with him. The defense is good. It's going to be an interesting setup. This is going to be an interesting game next week with the Falcons now playing them. I'll be honest with you. I don't like the Falcons.
Well, you got an under-over 43 right now. And I might lock that in because I really like the total being under.
Okay.
I think Matty Ice is going to struggle a little bit because it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. It's going to be outside. And Philly's defense is good.
Yeah, they're great. The scrubs are good.
No,
you saw what the scrubs did. The scrubs shut down Zeke like he couldn't do anything in the first half, and that's the second team second and third squad. You know,
I wouldn't go crazy about Zeke though. I mean about the Dallas game, because the Dallas, I don't know that the Dallas, the Cowboys. My big issue with the Cowboys, and I think I had told you about that game, was the Cowboys are the biggest babies ever too. So they didn't really care about going out and trying to play either.
Yeah, I got it.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
So I'm not going to go too crazy about that, but you're right.
Yeah, definitely. So, moving forward, that's what you're looking at right now with the Atlanta Falcons favored in the next matchup, -3 in Philadelphia with an under-over 43.5. So, Dream, I think it's that time to jump into the two games that we have on deck today.
Well, listen, last night, real quick shout out to my man Steve Morrell last night, MMA fighter, went to the MMA event at the casino last night. A couple of friends, I love one of my boys. So I met this dude before, okay? And you guys, I don't know if you've ever done this, but you meet a guy and don't really know that they're a professional athlete or whatever. So we're hanging out, and I met him, and I had heard him talking about something that went down with somebody had spilled his drink or something like that, and he was talking about a little bit of fighting, and I don't ever do that. I'm like, forget it. I'm not down with fighting because I'm too old, one, and secondly, it's ridiculous. But anyway, I'm looking at dude, and I'm like, yo, you should just chill. And in my mind, I'm like, this corny guy, he wants to go fight, and I'm like, this dude need to just shut up. I'm gonna have to probably get in here and break this thing up, break my boy from getting an ass whipping. Turns out, dude is an MMA fighter with mad skills.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man.
He got mad skills, so now I'm like, oh my God. I didn't even know. But one of my boys calls me up. He's like, hey, you want to come down? We go down to the casino. Then he's like 2 hours late. One of them things, this was like dealing with you almost. My boy's I'm supposed to meet him down there at a specific time. He shows up like 2 hours late. All right? Then he got the plans all messed up. He don't have the tickets. We got to go get the tickets. He was supposed to have the tickets. We got to go get the tickets. So we get the tickets, go to see the fight. But the only cool thing about the night, I murdered the casino. I made so much money on the roulette table. I was like, whatever. I don't even care. I didn't even care about football. And I was playing the games too, on my phone. When we walked in, I made like 400 right out of the gate on the roulette table, right as soon as we walked through the door. Nice. And then all night as we're walking by tables, I'm playing everywhere we walk. I'm hitting everything everything. It was crazy.
Oh, good for you, man.
So an absolutely phenomenal night. Morrell didn't get the win, but big ups to him. He put on a class act, great fight, good performance. Night was fun. My boy Rome, I hung out with him. It was a nice night, nice evening.
Oh, cool deal, man. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. When I went to Las Vegas, kid, I didn't play once.
You didn't?
I didn't play. I don't play tables. I don't like it. I just.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I do much better in sports, man. So.
Well, that's like my boy has with me at the table. He went and put $100 on the green. I'm like, yo, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah, if it hits though, I'm laughing.
Yeah, you're laughing, but it never hits. My man got $100. The dealer's looking at him like, do you want me to break that up or something? It's like, no, that's what I want. I'm like, dude, no.
Well, Dream, yes, real quick before we move on to the NFL, because we're talking about casinos and all that. I did spend almost 6 days in Las Vegas.
You did.
Fantastic. You just go right off the strip and they got the marijuana dispensaries.
Yes.
Sick. Dude, you got just a menu and they just give you whatever you want, and that was great. And the Cosmopolitan, I stayed there and I had a phenomenal time.
Kid, how much did you spend? It's 6. I can't imagine going to Vegas for that long.
Dude, it's stupid money.
How much did you spend?
I don't want to get into that.
His old lady had pictures posted up at the spa.
Dude,
they're over here having this done. All I can think about is this dude is blowing money.
We ate out at least 3 times a day. We drank all day. Did you STX it? I went to STK twice.
Did you? Gang, if you go to Las Vegas, STK, best steak. Prior to the one I made a couple of weeks ago, it was the best steak I ever had at STK.
Very, very
How was it? Was it dope?
Fantastic.
Did Dee like it?
Oh, she loved it. Yep.
Okay.
And you and I didn't have dessert there. The desserts are stupid.
Really?
Crazy. And
what else went down there? Talk to me. What else did you do down there?
kid, the freaking women. Oh my God. Oh, my bride was like at the end was just like, dude, what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like everywhere I looked, it's like I'm getting yelled at for checking something out. I'm like, yo, I'm watching, you know, Holly Holm and Cyborg. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even, you know, paying attention. But dude, and the Asian women.
I would have been good with that.
No, dude, no. Because there was some stacked ones that were just
Really?
right up our alley. I'm telling you, it was.
I'm kind of
insanity.
racist, gang, when it comes to women. I don't really care for Asian women. I don't know what it is, but my ex-wife used to have we should move to China, and then she would never have to worry about me looking at another woman. Because I just, something about Asia, I don't know what it is. I just am not really attracted to Asian women.
Freaking phenomenal, dude. I mean, like they were built perfectly. Like it's like they were created. They went into the plastic surgeon and just said, "Yo, I want the best of the best." And I mean, you know, I'm talking ass, thighs, everything. The whole
It has
package.
the exact opposite. He loves Asian women.
Crazy.
If he could get a mix of a half black, half Asian chick, it would. That was it. Be it for him.
That's it. That's it. Exactly. Wow. All right, Dream. It's time, man. Whoa. Anyway.
Oh my God! All right,
so
we're back.
It's time,
It's been
man.
a minute, but the madness is still current here.
Oh,
So
big
let's get
time.
into today's games. We got
Yeah,
Bills who
let's
got
get right
no
into it.
business. I don't know how the Bills got in the damn playoff.
The Bills are in the playoffs by beating my Miami Dolphins. And you know what, Dream? You talked to me about that game, and I did not take the Dolphins. I did not take the Bills, and I should have went crazy on the Bills. Instead, I went and took it was Paxton Lynch in Denver
Yep.
Broncos. It wasn't even Brock Osweiler.
Listen,
Oh my God!
I told you I don't care. I said they don't have no quarterback. All three of them guys don't equal one quarterback.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, so moving on here, let's have a conversation about this game because
Yes.
we have the Buffalo Bills, who are 9-7 at the 10-6 Jags. Now, you got some lines going anywhere from like 8s to 9s. You got 39.5, 40. I'm going to just kick this right off with two plays that I got in this game. Number one, my first score of the game is going to be a field goal. I'm already locked into that. Secondly, I'm going to probably get down with like a first quarter under because I think both of these defenses could play ball. And I think you're going to have a low-scoring affair in the first quarter. Going into the second half, you know, or the first half, you know, second quarter, and then, you know, maybe breaks open in the third and fourth. But what's your thoughts on this game, Dream?
All right, here's the thoughts. The Bills are getting murdered.
The Bills
Okay,
are
I got
getting
the
by
Bills
the
getting-
Jags. You
I
really?
got the Bills, even though it's the Jags, I got the Bills getting murdered by the Jags.
Oh,
Okay?
really?
McCoy got banged up last
I know.
week in his last game. So he's not 100%. And he's got an ankle injury. And if anybody needs their ankles, Shady needs his ankles because that's what he does. Okay, he's all over the place, his running style. So him at 80%, and look, I wouldn't care if he was 100%. The Bills are Tyrod Taylor is awful. Okay, awful. The backup even worse. All right. I got the Bills. I got the Bills getting killed. Like I said, they don't belong here. I will give the Bills do have a decent defense. I'm going to give you that. But the defense is going to be out in the field too damn long. They can't manufacture any points. Shady McCoy is banged up. Tyrod Taylor is awful. You guys know I don't really like giving points ever. This is the one time I'm going to lay the points.
Well, you can get 8s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to, I mean, if you're smart, you get it down to 6.5.
Of course. Well, I mean, God, you already know that, gang. If you listen to the program, you already know. You know, you always buy it down to, you know, so you can make it a one score if you're in that opportunity. So yes, you got to get it to 6.5. I like the Jags to just beat the Bills up.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an under 7 at plus 110. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I could see like a 3-0, 6-0, you know, something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go with the field goal as the first score of the game. Field goal or safety.
Okay.
That's how it goes. So,
Okay.
if I pull that up here, let me just pull it up as you're, talking a little further here. Plus 105 on that. Field goal or safety.
My
Not
guys
bad.
got me at 9.5 because they know I like to play favorites.
What are you on, Dizzles?
Yeah.
No, you can buy that down.
They're like throw another point on the dreams.
No, dude. If you listen, your -8 is on that same play is minus 116, and if you go down to -7, you're minus 142. So don't let that skew you. They just throw that off.
I know. I'm making a joke. I don't care. You know me. I don't.
Okay, get some adjusted line.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
Get some adjusted line with the Jags, man. If you're feeling that confident, they should win by 2 touchdowns, Dream.
I think the Jags are going to win by 2 touchdowns. I think you're going to see an explosion of offense out of them. And by the way, getting both dogs to win yesterday, favorites, I guess, are kind of due. And home teams may be kind of due if you're into that kind of mentality because you had both away teams won yesterday.
Yeah, good point.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I always think it's a 50-50 shot no matter what.
Yeah, I don't get into that neither, but I know some guys do. Some guys get into that, and some guys do. So I just pointed it out. I really, really, really like the Jags, and I know people are going to say, "Well, the Jags ended the year dusty. They lost to Tennessee. It was lethargic. Blake Bortles, whatever." But I'm just telling you, I see nothing attractive about the Buffalo Bills because they're not supposed to be there. Buffalo Bills ended up there because the dumbass Ravens lost to Cincinnati.
Yeah, how many people got murdered in that game? Oh.
The Ravens lost to Cincinnati, which is just mind-boggling to me. Okay,
division, baby.
It just what happened in week 7. What happened that last week is in football. Just there were a couple of serious surprises.
Interdivision matchup stream.
I
been
get
preaching
it,
that for
but
years.
goddamn, dude.
I know. So if you want to get the Jags minus 16.5, it's plus 240. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Let's not. Now you must be doing the dope. But the Jags minus 16.5. What do you think I am?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But, when I look at this statistically, Buffalo Bills, I mean, their passing game doesn't scare you at all. They average less than 200 yards a game. Rushing the ball, 126. That's been their strong point. But as you said, Shady's a little banged up. So, you're facing a very good defense in the Jags, which gives up 16.8 points per game. A lot of people fear the Jags. I don't.
No, I'm not. No.
But looking at this game, I think it's a chess match back and forth for the first quarter. I'm going under 7, and I'm going field goal first score. I think those are the moves. All right.
I like that.
All right.
I like that. I'm just gonna take the Bills. Not the Bills. Excuse me. The Jags. I'm taking the Jags minus the 8. And I'm at nickel plays now. By the way,
Good for you. I'm happy to hear that.
The bankroll got built up. Last 2 weeks, I killed it. I had some big successes with some NBA, little college hoop thrown in there as well.
Yep.
I got some money sent home finally.
Good for you.
My first check of the season got sent home week 17. It took me 17 weeks, okay, because I keep it real on this program. I'm not going to do like some of them other guys out there with, I killed it, or we killed it, when really all they did was break even. I got my first check for all my money I deposited week 17. So now I'm finally with some house money trying to make some money now on the season. So, hey, that's how I did it this year, unfortunately.
Dude, you should have seen the looks on their faces when I was cashing the Dallas ticket in Vegas.
Yeah.
They're all like whispering to each other, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I'm like, I put the play in, no problem.
Right.
But then when I went to cash the ticket, they're all like, give me your license. I was like, I almost felt like I was in trouble or something.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, dude, it's not $100,000. You know what I'm saying?
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I would think they would see those numbers all the time. No,
you would think. I mean, your average, your limit's $20,000 a game there. So
okay.
But it is what it is. So, all right, man. Well, let's move on to the next game here
Lucky
because
I didn't go down there with you because I murdered week 17.
Week 17 was a good week.
I murdered week 17 because I won with Dallas at 4 o'clock. All shine too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you did because you had Tennessee in it, dude. Everything was a stomachache though.
Oh, it was.
Bad.
It was a stomachache that
Bad. I was dying on that Dallas game. I wanted. The guy next to me must have thought I was a maniac, dude. And by the way, guys, I got to be honest with you. You know, everybody rants and raves about the Westgate Sportsbook, how dope it is and all that. Dude, the Caesars, I think, is way better than that one. Caesars was awesome. So, you know what? I mean, listen, they're all awesome. I mean, you know, it's paradise when you go in.
Nah, the Caesars one is dope. Mandalay Bay was dope, too, though.
Yeah, Caesars was dope. Even the Cosmo built a new one. Remember they had that small dusty one?
Yes.
They built a new one. And it's open 24 hours, which is nice. So, I mean, you can't put plays in 24 hours, but it's open, you know, with the TVs on and stuff like that.
Right.
All right, moving on here. We got the 4:40 game. Killer Cam, Carolina Panthers versus Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Now, you got anywhere from 6.5s to 7s. You got anywhere from 47s to 48s as far as the total is concerned. Dream.
Yes.
I really feel like the Saints are the team to beat right now.
I know you do.
But
you're not going to like what I got to say.
But this is an interdivision matchup.
Yep.
And I feel like this game could be very tight.
Yep.
And I feel like it could go back and forth.
Okay.
Talk to me about your thoughts on this game, and then I'll go into mine.
Here's my thoughts on this game. I feel like the New Orleans Saints defense is playing with smoke and mirrors, and they're not as good as people think that they are. In comes this Atlanta. In comes the Carolina Panthers with Cam Newton, the ability to scramble, extend plays, the ability to play playground stylish football, and if he can get his guys on the same page, I love the dynamic of Calf Chocolate, which I love that down there, and they're having a little bit of fun. He got Olsen back as far as tight end game is concerned. I mean, I think there's a lot of intangibles, as we would say, in this Carolina team that, to me, I think Carolina can win this game. I am. The more I talk about it, the more I thought about it. I thought about it every day, you know, since it came out. And I know you like New Orleans, and I like Brees, so I'm a Brees guy. I love Brees.
Yep.
Okay, I love Brees. But I've seen Brees be stagnant with that offense. That offense to me is like it's either churning 100 miles an hour or it sputters. Carolina has a very good defense.
At times.
Okay, good.
At times.
Because I was going to say that too. At times, I think that they're going to be up for this. I also like the fact that they're inside. I think that that's going to be an additive for Carolina. I know it helps New Orleans, but I don't think Carolina. I think that's going to help Carolina as well, especially with some of their speed as far as their pass rush is concerned. Pat, I got an upset here. I got Carolina winning this game.
You got them winning the game. I don't
got
know
them
about
winning
that.
the game.
I don't know about that. I could see this game going back and forth, though.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you know, looking at the line here, I might take a long shot play with the same play that I did with the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers, where there was no consecutive 3 scores by either team. I might do that.
Oh, that's dope. That plays dope.
It's plus 175 on this one.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to take a shot. I expected that to be higher, though. I'm going to shop that. I'm probably going to get plus 200 somewhere else. But I think that's the move. No team to score 3 straight scores. I think it goes back and forth. I really do. You know, because, I mean, when you look at these teams defensively, I mean, they both give up 20 points a game. 20.4 to be exact. The Saints, obviously, you know, if they're clicking, I mean, they're awesome. Dream, if that offense gets going, it's going to be a big problem. Carolina only puts up, believe it or not, 23 points a game, 22.7 to be exact, where New Orleans is putting up 28. Who's this back for New Orleans is phenomenal. Kamara, yeah. Fantastic. Incredible.
He's incredible.
Awesome.
But let's keep in mind the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep the schedule in mind. You know, with both teams, I mean, you're talking about Atlanta, the Jets. All right,
They
put
have
up
the same
31 on the
schedule.
Jets.
They have the same schedule. They're in the same division. They
No,
play
no,
the same
I
team.
know, but I'm just saying when you think about who the Saints have beaten and who Kamara's had success running against, I'm not going to go too crazy, but he does seem phenomenal. I'm telling you, I don't think he's going to be able to run against Carolina quite like that. I don't see him having that ability to run the ball. This game reminds me a lot of, I believe, yesterday's Ram game. I expect it to look a lot like that.
Okay. So you think it'll be a little bit less fireworks than the last meeting they had?
No, I think there'll be more offense, but I just feel like Carolina. I just feel like Carolina's gonna have success. And I gotta be honest with you, Hat. I am starting to peep Carolina out the corner of my eye.
Yeah, I know.
As coming out of the NFC.
Dude, you sound like Gruden, Dream.
I hate sounding like Gruden because that's so cosmetic.
Yep.
But to me, the pieces that Carolina has with the quarterback, because listen, guy, I know you guys like this Viking team, and don't get me wrong, the Vikings defense is dope. I'm with you. I am not buying Case Keenum tickets, though. I'm not buying the tickets with that. He is going to have to prove to me that he can get there because I am not going for it.
Well, one thing I can say, the Minnesota defense is fantastic.
I said it's dope.
Now, that's the thing. I mean, dude, you got Super Bowl winners back in the day, like Dilfer and Flacco and stuff like that.
But Minnesota's defense is not as good as that defense was.
What, is Booty Ray?
Yeah, no, Booty Ray's defense was off the chain. Stop. No, Minnesota's got a good defense. I'm not going to say it's not good. It's good, but it's not better. I'm not going to compare that to that Raven defense. Are you kidding me?
But Case Keenum's better than Flacco.
That I'll give you.
So, anyway, hey, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here, brother.
That I'll give you.
So, hey, yeah, well, Dream, you and I are on the same page on a lot of stuff here.
Yes.
I think we're, it's good to be back here and just kind of talk with you back and forth on these games because, and OJFB says Kamara's a dual threat running and receiving. I agree with you, bro. Guy's great. He's awesome.
No, he's dope. He's young, though. And, this is a big spot. And in big spots, one thing about big spots, I like veterans. Okay, I like guys that have been there before, seen it, people that are not going to panic. And the dynamic of Cam Newton, you can say what you want about him. You know what, guys? I hate Cam. I don't like Cam Newton.
Yep.
Okay? So don't even... Oh, you just can't. I don't like him. I don't like his attitude. I think he's a baby. I don't know if the other guys really like him all that much either. He's a prima donna, talks a lot of trash. I hate that celebrating when you win and being quiet when you lose. That's Twitter capperish that I can't stand. So, but he's talented, like you said, and he's big. He can run the ball. He can take the hits. And that extra dynamic against a bad defense, okay, against a bad defense, he should be able to torch the Saints defense.
Clive's telling me that you're looking at the Saints like the ugly girl in the club, brother. It depends on how many drinks he has, though. You know what I'm saying? Because towards the end of the night, she might not look so bad after all.
Well, I got to tell you, something dysfunctional is that me and my ex are, I don't know, we're dating again.
You're dating your
I
ex?
know, crazy, but
wow.
My ex-wife looked so smoky last night, though.
Yeah. Nice.
I mean, it was like, I was just like, we went in, and it's funny because we're not.
You know what?
I mean, I pay attention to her, but I don't have the gloves on me, the cuffs on me like I used to, so I can look now, and it's no big deal.
Yeah. Right on.
But nothing was touching her. She was murdering everything last night. And everywhere we went, if I walked away from her, I seen cats scrambling behind her like the top lights.
Oh, no
I'm like,
doubt.
whatever, go ahead. I hope you can afford it.
Yeah, right.
Trust me, you're gonna need a lot more winning up if you want to roll with her.
No doubt.
She got a crazy attorney.
All right, well, Dream.
Yes.
I got a really good play.
Okay. What do you got?
I'm going to tease the two games. And
Okay,
I'm
I
gonna
like
go. I'm going to go Jacksonville Jags -2
Good.
with the over 41 Carolina Saints.
I like that. Love it.
It's a good play, right?
Love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Yes.
All right. Sounds good. So I
Matter
think
of fact, I'm on it. I'm going to do it too. I'm going to
Okay.
do that same play. Yep.
All right, sounds
I
good.
love that.
Are we going to link for the game or what?
If you want, yeah, I'm available. Yeah, we can link.
I
yeah.
could do the later game.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, maybe I'll meet you halfway or something.
Oh, did I tell y'all had me in this redneck spot?
Yeah, we talked about that on the show. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about the trailer park spot you had me at.
Food was damn good though, brother.
Food was blazing. They had one game in the Jets.
It was
only
the Jets in Tampa Bay, dude.
I was about to go crazy up in this piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but anyways, yeah. So, before we take off, National Title Monday. Scott Weaver, big shout out to you and a hug. I told you though it wasn't happening for Clemson this season, and Bama had a lot of fuel for that. What's your thoughts on this game, Hat?
Bama all day.
Bama all day.
Yeah, it's the only issue that, and it's like a superstitious kind of crazy issue, is that it's that nasty 4 points.
Okay.
But I really feel that Nick Saban and the boys are going to handle Georgia. I'm not impressed. I mean, listen, you guys can't look at the way Oklahoma defended them and think that Georgia's offense is dope. I mean, they can run the ball. Don't get me wrong, but
right.
I'm not sold on them offensively. I think it's going to be a little bit of a defensive struggle to start. But I think Bama rolls, and I think Bama wins, and I think Bama wins by 7 or more. So I'm going to go Bama money line with something. Probably pick some hoop out of the mix that day, and I think I'm going to lay the 4.
Okay.
Because I think they're going to win. And I think
all right. I haven't made up my mind. I feel like Georgia's not going to be able to run with their running backs because Bama's front 4 is good.
Sick.
The thing about Bama is I hate their quarterback. I do not like Bama's quarterback. I don't like Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts to watch?
I don't think he's a good quarterback. And for that, I'm going to give Georgia a fighter's chance. If Georgia's coaching staff can come up with a counter for Bama, if it would not being able to run the ball, Georgia will have an opportunity in this game because I do feel like you can throw on Bama's defense. What's his name? They kill you. Georgia's guys drop the balls a lot on him, and he has been poised at quarterback. This game for me, I'm going to watch this game. I want to see maybe 2 snaps. It's going to be a live play for me. I want to see 2 snaps of Georgia, and then I'll make my decision. I'm leaning Bama because I agree with you. Bama's defense, their front 4, is not going to allow Georgia to be able to run. And with Georgia not being able to run, they're going to force them to throw the ball. I don't know that they're going to have a lot of success throwing the ball downfield. Between not being able to catch the ball with drop balls, bad decisions, and that Bama defense, mostly the front 4 putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, it could be an issue. So I want to see how Georgia handles that. Now, one thing I did notice that Georgia did do twice this season, I like Georgia going no huddle.
Yeah.
Okay? No huddle tempo may be able to counter Bama's front 4 speed-wise. And by the way, speaking of no huddle and tempo, Tennessee caught some success yesterday going no huddle tempo against Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, they didn't expect it. They never expected it because, Tennessee, dude, the guy had 6 touchdowns and 9 interceptions in like 6 games.
Exactly.
It was brutal to watch.
Right.
Mariota.
And I'll tell you, and I talked about this before in the NFL. Peyton Manning, the success Peyton Manning had in the NFL was that no huddle. The no huddle. I don't know why. I do know why a lot of teams don't use it because, one, the athletes are not even conditioned for it. Because trust me, your offensive line got to be off the hook conditioned.
Yeah,
all right, for the no huddle game. But these guys just don't do the bookwork and the homework. And that's one thing. Peyton would be an incredible offensive coordinator or a head coach because if you can do that no huddle throughout that game not like what Chip Kelly was doing, okay? I'm talking about what Peyton Ball, the way Peyton Ball did it. And obviously, you're going to need some talented athletes like Peyton Ball, like a couple of those good receivers and running back. But the right, like Breeze and his guys, they should be doing that as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, right.
You know? And I'm talking about the whole game because it gives you that extra time. You can catch guys off sides. You can catch them. You know, how many times did you see Peyton get you for mistakes and get an instant, first down or a 1st and 5 just because he caught cats, trying to sneak off the field. I mean, the Patriots utilize it sometimes. Nobody utilizes like Peyton used to. And they had so much success. Why don't they adopt that? And why haven't more teams adopted that in the NFL? I have no idea. But I wish that they would use it more.
Exactly. Well, you know what the problem is that when you go 3 and out, you kill your defense. That's
kill your defense when you go 3 and out. I get that. But to me, if you have the right team, like I said, like this New Orleans, you shouldn't have that type of problem.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, hey, it is what it is, Dream. We got some good plays here. I really feel strong about what I got here. I like
that.
With all
I
the
do
props.
like that. I like that play.
And that
also, guys, if you want to take a look at, I think another play that's somewhat serviceable. I like Carolina team total at 20 for the game.
Yeah, okay.
That means you need 3 touchdowns and you win. Team total at 20. I like that as well as a play.
All right. Sounds good, man. So great show today, Dream.
No
Definitely
doubt.
a lot of information, and you know what? There's just a lot. There's a lot of ways to make money in these games, guys. There's hundreds of props. Like if you're smart, and like let's say your first half of your tease, works out, and you know what you want to take, do a lot of hedging and stuff like that. Even hedge some fantasy and do whatever. I mean, you could do a ton of damage. You really got to just be smart and know what you're looking at here, and shop your lines. I've been saying that. I've been saying that for years.
Shop. Another thing, NBA. I know you guys are probably doing college hoop. That's cool. I haven't really got into college hoop like I want to yet. I know Duke lost yesterday. Villanova, came back won. Texas A&M is absolutely dreadful. Texas A&M
They've been dreadful.
Is horrible. Okay? They got mad talent. The average size on the team is like 6'9" to 6'10", and dusty, clumsy, bumbly, they're a mess. So please stay away from Texas A&M. And they should have fell off the rankings. They lost to LSU yesterday. They got beat by Florida. Florida looks like they're a problem. I've been watching this Florida team now. Florida's been on the road, beat Texas A&M, and then won yesterday as well to Missouri. I think they beat Missouri yesterday, and in impressive fashion. So keep an eye out on them, but Duke is still Duke. Real quick, over to the NBA. All right, there's a couple teams that are terrible in the NBA.
Yep.
There are the Clippers are trash. And I'm watching OKC because I wanted to say that they're trash, but I'm watching them get their legs back. Carmelo Anthony, the last 2 OKC games, Carmelo Anthony, dude, I don't think I seen him miss a basket. Everything he threw up hit nothing but the bottom of the net.
Got it.
Okay, so keep an eye on this OKC team. They're funny. They look like they may be turning the corner. The one thing I am noticing about OKC, though, Russell Westbrook, with the other 2 guys added to his, he struggles to get his game going with them. His game struggles with these 2 guys on the team. It's not a cohesive fit for them. It almost is better to let him run I almost think that they should let him run first unit Dolo and then bring them in with the second unit and take him off for a rest and swap them back and forth. Billy Donovan has to find the right rotation because the 3 of them on the floor together, for Russell Westbrook, it takes away from his game. George and Melo complement each other. That will work, but Russ is not a good fit with them. So they still got to figure that out dynamic-wise, and it seems like they are. They're able to. The Warriors are dope. I don't got to tell you about that. Cleveland let me talk about that for a minute.
Listen, man, anytime you get a new player into the rotation, whether it's the beginning of the year or somebody coming off injury,
Dude, it's going to take time. It's going to take time to get him in there, man. I mean, you saw that even when John Wall came back, they lost to Brooklyn, dude. It takes some time to get acclimated.
Hey, your boy, they stunk in Boston. They stunk playing Boston. I
agree.
I took them.
Oh, you shouldn't have. I wish you consulted with me about that. That was a game that they were going to lose.
I know you don't even go on Twitter no more. And look, I went and took the Cavs. Oh. Everybody told me, the value. What is value?
No way.
Value in the Cavs?
No way.
Boston murdered them. And by the way, Isaiah Crowder, he was horrible.
Yeah, he's been horrible. He has not done anything for Cleveland.
Oh my God, son.
I know.
He stinks. LeBron is not going back to Cleveland next year if they don't do something different with that team.
I got it.
LeBron is out of there.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but we'll have the conversation. But all right, man, I got to get to my plays, Dream.
Yeah, we're out of here. We're going to get to these plays. Guys, remember, tell them again what your play is. Cause
I am going to go with Jacksonville Jags -2 and over 41 in the Panthers-Saints game. That's a teaser. I think that's a really strong, sophisticated player play. A wise guy play, Dream.
Sharp.
Sharp.
They asked if he was sharp, I almost fell out my chair.
Yo, real, true story. One of the books clipped all my limits, and I asked them what the hell they did that for, and they said, I play like a wise guy.
I almost fell out my chair.
I gotta tweet that picture out, dude. Of the text. I'm like, yo, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Oh my God.
So that's funny. And then and then the rest of my plays are as follows. I'm gonna go with the field goal being the first score of the Bills-Jags game, and I'm gonna go under 7 at +110 in the first quarter for the Bills and Jags. So trying to get a little bit of money, early, and then close it out with that teaser. So that's where I'm at, Dream. Where you at?
You guys might check to Moneyline Park. You might be able to parlay that teaser. Instead of playing the teaser, just parlay it. Take the money line on the Jags and then buy it down to 41. You could do that as well if you have that available. I also like over 20 for the Carolina Panthers in that particular game. It's just a straight play over 20. I am going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm actually going to also take them minus the spread because I do like the Jaguars to get it done in impressive fashion today at home. The second game, I'll probably just be involved with the over with that teaser or moneyline parlay. Play with however I play it, and I probably won't take the side. Maybe do something live on it.
All right, sounds good, man. So let's get up out of here, man. Full hour of only 2 games, Dream.
No doubt.
We
got
murdered
a lot
it
to talk about, but we haven't been on in a minute.
I know. All right, so what do you got?
Hey, I just want to thank everybody that's retweeted the program. I do not have you guys all. Joseph Del Rosario, my man OJ, Clive 182, Terrence Mack is in the house. Good to see him out there. I see. Talk to me about Bitcoin.
Kid, telling you, it's the wave of the future, baby. Son, when you can get paid from a book in 4 hours, it's pretty goddamn dope.
I hear it's a wrap though. Did something go down with it?
No, it's fine.
All right. Bugsy Woods is in the house. Scotty Asher as well. Scott Weaver, DJ 1,000 grand. He said, maybe I'll get Jacksonville. DJ 1,000 grand, you got a lot of issues with the Cowboys, brother. So thoughts and prayers go out to you.
Yeah, right.
Fast Eddie 72, Primetime Capper, our boy. Cash out your bets. Vegas Girl 92661. Big shout outs to her as well. And all of the SBTV Nation and faithful. I'm the Dream. Always remember who you're with. Make the most of each and every day because you cannot get this time back.
Right on, Dream. All right, guys. Hey, we love you. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your football Sunday. We'll be back next Sunday to break down the divisional matchups and make some more money. So enjoy yourself, be safe, and get that money. Take care.